Good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter named P block elements. Okay, so this chapter of your syllabus belongs to the inorganic chemistry part. Okay, this is the lecture number 1 presented by me, Panit Ghatak, your chemistry teacher. Okay, so at first we take a look on the periodic table of our chemistry periodic table. Okay, here we know that there are 18 groups and 7 periods are there. Okay, here 18 groups and 7 periods are there. Okay, so what happened? Okay, so this periodic table is being, these 18 groups have been distributed between mainly 3 sub blocks. Okay, mainly 3 sub blocks. What are the blocks, sir? Or what are the blocks are? Mainly this alkaline and alkaline earth metal, alkali and alkaline earth metal, this group 1 and group 1 and 2 are named as S block element. Okay, and this whole part, including the helium as well, in the picture it is left over, but including the helium, this whole part is being considered as the P block element, whereas this part, that is this part as well as this part, is being named as D block element. Okay, D block element. Okay, so here when we study the D block element, we will know that in the D block element there are 3 types of metals or 3 types of elements are present. Mainly transition element, number 1, number 2 lanthanides, and number 3 actinides. Okay, so in the D block what happens? Number 1 transition element, number 2 lanthanides, and number 3 actinides. Okay, so I have given you a brief of the periodic table, whereas I am saying that in group number 1 and 2 it is being expressed as S block element, where alkali and alkaline earth metal are present. That is the alkali, that is the group number 1, and group number 2, that is the alkaline earth metal, is being present. Okay, and in the D block, that is from group number 3 to group number 12, they are called D block. Okay, or we can say D block. Okay, so in this D block, they are being constituted by 3 or distributed by 3 particles or 3 elements, namely transition metals, lanthanides, as well as actinides. Okay, these are the rare earth elements, and these are the transition metals or transition elements. Okay, what you like, you can call them. Okay, and mainly from group number 13 to group number 18, they are being called as P block element. They are being called as, just change the color, P block element. Okay, and P block element are basically belongs to these 6 groups, that is from group number 13 to group number 18. Okay, from 13 to 18 they are called as P block elements. Okay, fine. So in class 11 you have learned the P block elements for group number 13 and group number 14. Okay, so this group number 13 and 14 you have learned in class 11 itself. Okay, so group number 13 is named as boron group, boron's group, and group number 14 is called the carbon's group. Okay, this was called the boron's group because the pioneer of this group is boron, that is called is the boron's group, whereas the group of the boron, or whereas in the group number 14 the pioneer of the group is carbon. So that is why this is called as carbon's group or group of carbon. Okay, so this carbon, silicon, germanium, SN, and Pb. Okay, in class 12 we have P block, that we have a syllabus that consists of only group number 14 to group number 18. Okay, group number 15 to group number 18. Here in this 4 group, that is 15, 16, 17 and 18, these 3 groups are very much important. Okay, but in this group number 18, as we know, they are the noble gases or inert gases. They react less. Okay, that is why the reactions in this group are less. So the reactions of this group number 18 are less important, but the structure of the group number 18 is very much important, whereas the group number 15, 16 and 17, all of it is very much important for your exam point of view. Okay, let's proceed. So in group number 15, what we have in the periodic table, what we have, this from group number 13 to group number 18, we have all of these elements. Okay, so as we know, the group number 13 is named as boron's group number 14 is carbon group number 15 nitrogen group number 16 oxygen group number 17 halogen group, and group number 18 noble gases, groups for noble gases. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, here there is a trick to remember the valence number of electrons as well as the valency of each and every group as well as the group oxidation state. Okay, suppose in case of group number 13, okay, the last digit of the group is 3. Okay, the last digit of the group is 3, so the number of valence electron should be is 3. Okay, so these 3 electrons will be divided into ns and np. Okay, these 3 electrons will be divided into ns and np, because from the Hund's rule we know the electrons will move from the lower energy level to higher energy level. Okay, so at first we will fill the ns orbital fully, then we will proceed for the np orbital. Okay, so as we know, if we give 2 electrons to the ns orbital, then the s orbital will be fulfilled. Okay, so 3 minus 2, that is 1 electrons is being present here and being absent. On remaining electrons, number of electrons is 1. Okay, that is why the np electrons or np orbital will be getting 1 electron. Okay, so from the group number 13 itself, the last digit is 3. That is why the number of valence electron will be 3. Okay, as well as the oxidation state will be 3, as the valence electron, number of valence electron is equal to the oxidation state or group's oxidation state or the group's oxidation state. Okay, but here we know that these 3 electron will be distributed into between the ns and np, ns orbital and np orbital. From the Hund's rule we know the electrons will at first fulfill the ns orbital, then it will proceed to the np orbital. So as we know, the s orbital can highly occupy 2 electrons, mostly occupy 2 electrons, only 2 electrons to get fulfilled. So ns orbital will be getting 2 electrons, so 3 minus 2, that is 1, remaining electron, number of electron will be 1, so this 1 electron will be on the np. So what will be the valential configuration of 13? That is ns2 np1, Okay, so that is how it is being formulated. Okay, so let's another example. Okay, so if we take group number 17, that is the group of halogen. So here group number 17, what is the last digit? Yes, the last digit is 7. Okay, so as the last digit is 7, that is why the number of valence electron will be as well as the group oxidation state. The group oxidation state is 7. Okay, is 7. Okay, so this 7 electron will be distributed among ns orbital and np orbital. Okay, so as we know, s electron can hold up to 2 electrons only. So 7 minus 2, the number of remaining electrons is 5. So this 5 electron will move for the p orbital, that is np orbital. Okay, so the general electronic configuration or valential electronic configuration of group 17 is ns2 np5. Okay, similarly we can do for group number 16. Okay, here group number 16, the last digit is 6. Okay, so valence electron will be 6 as well as the group oxidation state will be 6 as well. Okay, here this 6 electron will be divided into ns and np, where the 2 electron will be placed in the s electron, that is s orbital, that is ns orbital. This is 6, the number of remaining electron will be 6 minus 2, that is 4. This 4 electron will be placed in the NP orbital. So the general configuration will be ns2 np4. So the general electronic configuration of valence shell of group number 16 is ns2 np4. So by this trick you can easily get to know or get to determine any oxidation state of any group or any elements of a certain group, as well as the electronic configuration of valence shell electronic configuration of a particular group. Okay, so I hope you have understood this very well. If you have any doubt, you can surely contact me in the WhatsApp, or you can call me as well. Okay, so thank you very much. That's it for today. Thank you.